Okay, this is way number 6 to pass the chemistry regents. This deals with the idea of distillation. Distillation is a process that uses boiling points of two different substances to separate a mixture of liquids. So imagine you have something like a mixture of alcohol and water. Both of those substances have different boiling points, which means if I'm heating up this mixture of these two substances, one of those is going to boil off first as the water temperature rises. And then I can use their different boiling points to capture the different substances from the vapor that's released as the boiling point increases. So let's use this idea to answer some Regents questions. State the physical property that makes it possible to separate a solution by distillation. Okay, remember that the only physical property used in distillation to separate a mixture of two substances is boiling point. So the answer is simply boiling point. Let's try another one. Which process is commonly used to separate a mixture of ethanol and water? Okay, here we have a mixture of two liquids. Remember, both of those liquids are going to have different boiling points. Whenever you have a mixture of two different liquids with different boiling points, we can always use distillation as a way of separating the two substances. Filtration would not work in this case because they're two liquids and they would just pass through the filter paper. Titration is a technique involved with acids and bases to quantify how much of a particular acid you have or a particular base you have, depending on its reaction with a known quantity of base or acid. Ionization is just a process in which a substance or element ionizes, and ionize just means forms a charge. Therefore, you're taking an element and we're either removing or gaining electrons in order to become charged. So neither of these answer choices is correct. Okay, let's try the next problem. Equal amounts of ethanol and water are mixed at room temperature and at 101.3 kilopascals. Which process is used to separate ethanol from the mixture? Okay, you can see that the Regents really likes using this example of ethanol and water mixed together. So again, you should be thinking two different liquids, two different boiling points. Therefore, I can use distillation as a form of separating the two substances. So the answer has to be distillation. Look at this problem. What process is used to recover alcohol from a mixture? Okay, again, alcohol is a liquid substance. And if it's in another mixture, we can always use the fact that alcohol has a different boiling point than the substance that it's mixed with to separate it. So the answer has to be distillation. You might sometimes think that it's evaporation. Well, evaporation is strictly used for something like a salt dissolved in water. When you have a salt and water, the water would evaporate first, leaving the salt crystals behind. So it wouldn't really work for a mixture of alcohol because they're two liquid substances. So evaporation works best for something like a solid salt substance dissolved in a liquid solution. You couldn't use magnetism in this case because alcohol is not magnetic. And again, filtration would not work because both of those liquid substances would pass through the filter paper. Okay, look at this problem. Petroleum can be separated by distillation because the hydrocarbons in petroleum are Okay, this problem is a little tricky, but if you think what a hydrocarbon is, hydrocarbon consists of hydrogen and carbon bonded together. So you should be able to eliminate answer choice 1 and 2 because two or more different elements bonded together form compounds. So anything with the word element in it can be eliminated. You do know that the answer choice has to feature the word compound. And the fact that petroleum contains this mixture of different hydrocarbons, different liquid substances, means that you can always use the fact that they each have different boiling points to separate the substances. Therefore, the answer choice has to be 4. Petroleum can be separated by distillation because the hydrocarbons in petroleum are compounds with different boiling points. Therefore, the hydrocarbons will boil off at different times of heating. Okay, which physical property makes it possible to separate the components of crude oil by means of distillation? For this problem, again, you want to think about what property does distillation use to separate a mixture of two liquid substances. It always uses boiling point. So the only possible answer choice for this is boiling point. All the others would be incorrect because they do not use that property to separate two liquid substances. Okay, I hope that helps. Thank you.